Could read the comments.
Okay, hello everyone. Welcome to Thursday with Lisa Clampett and Rachel Russo.
Cheers.
Lisa Clampett Matchmaking. Cheers to incredibleness. This week, we're talking about the no's, the absolute no-nos to do on dates. And one thing I wanted to say, which is an absolute yes, is when you go see your matchmaker, bring them a gift. It works really well. So we got a gal came today and brought us an amazing assortment of champagne truffles from Zurich. So she's going to be set up.
This sounds very self-serving, but keep in mind, we meet so many women that we want you to stand out in some way if we want to remember you and match you. So we do accept bribes.
Hey.
Hi.
So some of the we
We're
have
on video.
we have one of our
We're
favorite
client
client coming
We're
in.
doing a Facebook Live, so it's very live.
We will see you in a minute. So basically, the article was a bit about things that we've seen happen and feedback that we've gotten over the past year or so. And one of the top ones that we're all like, yeah, is wearing too much makeup on a date.
Yeah, this is unfortunately something that a lot of guys say. They give us the feedback that if makeup looks really caked on, or if they feel like they're seeing like red lipstick, they hate red lipstick on a first date.
Isn't that weird though? I had no idea.
It's a big turn on, like in photos, but if they want to kiss you, they're thinking, oh, that's going to be all over my face and all over your glass, and so they're actually turned off by like heavy foundation and a lot of red lipstick. That's what I hear.
Yeah,
they like more natural.
It's really interesting.
Kind of
Here, wait, move up. I feel like I'm looking behind to get you. So what's really interesting is I actually was wearing, this is years ago, I was wearing red lipstick interviewing a client. And the client was telling me how much he hated red lipstick on women. I was like, do you not see the red lipstick on my face? And I was like, note to self.
Yeah.
You know, it's important feedback.
I think it's important too because you don't want to look like you're trying too hard. I think that's almost worse, right? If you look too done up, like you do want to look like you made a lot of effort, but you don't want to look like, wow, I just prepped for 3 hours for a photo shoot to show up on this date. It's more like a casual chic, like cool, I made effort, but not like I'm fake, and when I wake up in the morning I'm going to look totally different. Like guys don't like that.
Well,
they think it's false advertising.
Well, yes, and also one of the feedback was someone that he started dating, and that when they woke up in the morning, her pillow would be covered with makeup. That's kind of like a turn off as well. What was number 2? So all makeup.
I'm not sure.
There
I didn't
was
prep for this, Lisa.
bad breath.
Oh yeah.
So I always say, do not eat garlic or onions 24 hours, like either of important meeting or a date for sure. Guys don't show up with like pit stains.
Oh, that's pretty gross.
People do not like pit stains. Smelly, distracted. We just had someone come in here, I hate to say it, where his energy was so intense that it drained me. And I literally was like, your energy is so intense, it's draining me. And so you always have to make sure, and I'm like the biggest culprit of this, where I am so excited and I have so much energy that I'm and someone like needs to have like a shield, like protect me.
You know what it is? I think it's about mirroring the person, because that's what creates a rapport. So if your energy is like really intense and someone else is, then you're like vibing together. But the other person is very mellow and laid back. It is easy for them to get overwhelmed, I guess.
Yeah, it's important.
You should mirror them, their body language, their tone of voice, the content of conversation. That makes people more in synergy.
Yeah, exactly.
Look for their clues, their body language.
And then what are kind of the other pieces of, oh my God, we just got a really good piece of feedback now, which is also a kind of a thing that I've noticed, is that do not stare at yourself in the mirror when you're on a date.
I just heard someone was doing this.
Oh my God, it's so crazy. So basically, if you're sitting, try and avoid sitting by a mirror on a date or in a meeting, because you know,
it's a
the
natural tendency
inclination
to stare at yourself.
Yeah, it's a natural. It's like babies do it; they're fascinated, and we never.
I'm staring at myself right now. But that's a good. I mean, you want to be focused on the person. You want. Sometimes the best feedback I hear from dates or people that really click, they say that they felt like the person they were with gave them so much attention as if they were the only person in the room.
Oh, yeah.
They literally do not notice anything else on the outside, and you just feel like you're in your own world with that person.
About them. Yeah. You know who does that amazingly well is Paul Brunson. He's like unbelievable. Let me just make sure we're not missing anyone.
You have to be in the moment.
Hi, Eric.
Eric
Berkowitz.
Oh, hey, Eric.
Oh, sorry. I hope I didn't.
We shouted out.
I was excited to see Eric.
You really have to be in the moment, though, and some things that take you out of the moment. This is one of my pet peeves. You think, in one sense, it helps you lose your inhibitions and be in the moment, but drinking, if you drink too much, then you get out of the moment and you get into that slippery territory on a date where you're going to be talking about all kinds of crazy things like exes and past relationships, all of your problems, and sometimes like the person might not judge you and it might create a connection, but other times they might be completely turned off, like, whoa, this is too much information too soon. And I find that people are more likely to do that after they've had a couple drinks. So personally, I would kind of keep it to a minimum, right?
Yeah, I think over drinking is as hard
for a first date.
Another piece of feedback actually that was really interesting along this line is that someone was really into like the edible brownie stuff, and it was kind of fun and bonding at the time, but it actually was a statement of, if I'm going to do this on a first and second date, is this a way of life?
We're using all real examples from our clients. This is all real feedback, and which brings me to another one. I was so proud of this client. He really listened to my feedback this week, and that was his phone. He's in real estate, and he always has like a huge iPhone 7 sitting out on the table, at the dinner table on a first date. And it's very distracting, notifications, texts coming in, he's looking, and I've gotten feedback from one of his previous dates that she did not like that, and she felt like he wasn't engaged in the conversation, he wasn't asking enough questions about her. That's something we always hear, like sometimes the guys just talk. So he decided on the last date that I set him up with this week to leave his phone at home. And this is like really revolutionary, to not even just have silence, but to leave it at home. He said it was a little downside because he wasn't able to show her photos of his kids he wanted to go
Which
through.
Which is good, but not being able to call Uber was
not
good.
Hold on. That's actually a good thing too. You don't show too many photos of kids on the first date, so maybe it was good. That was good. And then he couldn't call Uber, so he had to have her come back to like his building and call her an Uber there.
You know what's so funny though is we have such extreme personalities. So I was like, could he not keep the phone on his seat or somewhere? But the extreme personality types, all or nothing, which I totally get.
All or nothing.
But yeah, I mean, it's always exciting when people listen to our advice, and like Rachel was doing, like, I'm so proud of him, Dan.
I was very proud. Oh, but here's another thing. Okay, going back to someone's apartment on a first date, what do you think of that? Now, they did not sleep together. In disclosure, it was a quick. To me, that's a don't.
That was a disaster. That's why, like, he could have gone up and gotten the phone and came back down. I don't know, but
he could have asked the doorman to call.
Yeah, but then it's all within your credit card.
Okay. So it gets a little tricky, but I do know that some of our clients like to actually invite a girl over. Yeah. Not to sleep, to show off their apartment.
Not a good idea.
I don't think that's a good idea. You should not be showing off your wealth before the girl even likes you. Isn't that silly? Then you don't know if she likes you for you. But that's why these guys want to do that sometimes. They want to do it before the date, maybe in hopes that she'll be back there later. They're moving her up, getting her comfortable.
Yeah, potentially, but I just think in general it's not a great thing.
Right.
And then, so another topic which we actually didn't write about this week, but is more around on the first date, you know, should you kiss goodnight? You're much more conservative than I am. So
wait, don't let that word get out. I don't know if I'm much more conservative. I mean, maybe I've made out on a first date or two. Yeah, I have. Okay, sorry, Mom, if you're watching right now. I don't know. Sometimes it's okay. You could do that. I've done that and gotten into relationships with people. But I think generally it's been when I've known them before. If it's a total stranger, like, I don't know. It feels like you're making out with a stranger. And maybe that's okay if you have intense chemistry. But it can also blind you, right? If you're drinking and you're hooking up and all this stuff on a first date, are you really seeing them clearly, or are you getting caught up in the chemistry of it?
Well, let's look at the other side, which is another piece of advice that we have is if you haven't kissed by date 3, what does that mean?
Oh, that's bad.
Right.
Yeah.
So
you have to do it somewhere between 1 and 3.
Yeah. So that's kind of an interesting thing to look at, because a lot of times we'll give people advice like, look, is there chemistry? You'll see her again, you'll see him again. But if there's nothing happening, and we've had women go out with, I mean, one gal went out with someone for like 5 dates and nothing happened. We're like, it's, move it along.
It becomes very platonic, and it becomes a situation where people are almost forcing each other to see, or no, they're kind of trying to force themselves to see if they could like this person. But they're taking too long, like thinking in their head, oh, can I kiss this guy? Can I not? I think that's counterproductive. If you don't want it by 5 dates, you probably don't want it.
Yeah.
I think people make that judgment very quickly if they want to.
One of the things we're gonna do, we're just finishing up this mastermind with my other company, the Matchmaking Institute, and we're getting an executive master certification. And all the people who are getting this like major global leader certification, we're going to write our top tips to singles on all of our experience, what we've learned, and what are the key elements to get into a relationship, to find and keep love. And we're actually going to do publishing all the tips, 30 or so tips on our website, and also do an ebook. And I think incorporating so much of the stuff that we see every day that a lot of people don't have that access to, which is, I don't know, such a gift to our personal lives. And I've been the past few weeks really saying like, wow, like, let's hear that feedback, and how does it trigger us as matchmakers, us personally? And you grow and learn and grow and understand sort of things that trigger, you through this process. And that's not the norm for a lot of people, unfortunately, in their day-to-day job, is you don't get the privilege of personal growth every step of the way. So I think that the comments and the suggestions and the advice that matchmakers around the world will be able to give will be kind of a fun insight into sort of what we see.
Yeah, and it'll be interesting to see how things change in different countries, because, well, actually, most of us are international in this call. Thinking of a few in the U.S., but even just culturally, like different regions. We have one in Texas, right? We have all over. So, did we lose our connection, or what happened to it?
Oh no,
or no,
it's not. It just, I'm sorry.
Oh, we had a notification. Okay. Yeah, I think it would be really valuable to get those different perspectives from different places and see how people view things. And a lot of it is cultural. That just brings up maybe one more thing I want to mention when I think about dating, do's and don'ts on a first date, and that is how you respond at the end of the date. So I think there's 2 things. One is, we always hear from guys, they want to feel appreciated. They want to feel that the woman is thankful. So you have to say thank you at least once on the date. Then there's the question that we've debated a little bit before: do you have to send a follow-up text message as a woman to say thank you again? Lisa says yes.
I say
no. I say it's not a business meeting. You don't have to send an email and thank them for their time.
Hey, guys that are on here, can you weigh in on what your opinion is? When you take a gal out and you take her to dinner, what protocol would you like to see? Would you like to see someone say, thank you so much? Would you like them to text you again that night or the next day saying, thank you, I had a lovely time, so generous of you to take me to this place, etc.? Or would you feel that the woman is being too overeager, like she thanked you in the date and therefore done deal, she doesn't have to reach out to you again?
And by the way, with the last one, which is my idea, the thinking on the date. So if you're at a dinner date, this is what I would personally do and what I would suggest to clients do. Obviously, when the check comes, and if the guy is grabbing the check, you're going to say thank you in that moment, right? You're going to say thank you for dinner. It was wonderful. If you sound genuine and you really mean it, that's the first thanks. Then at the end of the night, when you're saying goodbye, I would suggest saying thank you again. So to me, I'm thanking him again. I'm showing my interest. He has no doubt, you know, I'm being polite. If I'm really interested, maybe I'm indicating more romantic interest beyond being polite. But to do it a third time via text, to me, just seems like overkill. Like, I already thanked you 2 times. Like, you took me to dinner, but like, it's going to require a little more than that. A little more pursuing if you want to date me. Like, I don't owe you the world just because you took me to dinner. You had the pleasure of my company and my time, and I had yours. If that sounds arrogant, I'm sorry, but it's true. You had the pleasure. You know what I mean?
I hear you.
I just think it's overkill. I think that men are pursuers, and I think that if they are interested, they will pursue, and you can show them how appreciative you are in another way at another time. And you don't need to reach out to them eagerly and be like, thank you so much. Like, you know?
This is a huge contention between relationship experts, all of us being relationship experts, is that some people strongly agree with what Rachel's saying.
I strongly agree with what I'm saying. Go ahead. I'm going to lose my other thought.
No, go ahead.
Okay, my other thought was about what to do at the end of the date. So the first one was for women. I am wholeheartedly recommending you say thank you, you know, because men do complain about that, and they do notice when you don't have good manners. So you have to say thank you. And guys, what you have to do, you could do everything right on the date. You can pay the tab, you can be a gentleman, you can ask her all these questions. But then, if you do not care about how she gets home in a city, and this is where it's cultural, like a city like New York, if you're not walking her to a subway, or if you're not getting her a cab, if you're not paying for her Uber, you know, there's different standards for different women. But if you don't care about how she gets home, you're not texting her to see if she got home okay. She is going to think some things about you. You don't care, and you're not relationship oriented. Yeah. So my advice is, guys, you need to show some concern, genuine concern, for how she gets home. And I realize in different places, this is different. If you're in the suburbs, she's jumping into a car, you can still send her a text message and say, did you get home okay? So I think that's the job.
Or definitely walk her to the car.
To do.
Yeah.
Yeah, walk
and
her to the car.
If you don't have a budget for an Uber or a cab, walk her to the subway. You can take the subway with her if it's not too crazy out of the way. But I agree. That's another piece of, you know, in the States in particular, like, I think that old-fashioned rules still exist.
Yeah.
And I think a guy offering to pay for dinner, a guy walking the woman home or to transportation, getting her transportation, as liberated as I am in a sense and as independent as I am, I think the old traditional rules are very romantic and still are a good fallback standards. So I've heard that as well. Some women are fine with it, and some women are just troublemakers. I had a gal not want to go out with a guy again because he didn't order bottled water. Like, really?
Oh, that's snotty.
I know, that's really snotty.
But then the subway, as I was hearing the subway thing, now I take the subway to work almost every day, but like, I don't want to go on the subway on a date. No, maybe that's my own issue. My level of pretentiousness is not about the bottled water, but it's kind of like, okay, it's like 10:30 at night, I live in Brooklyn, is this guy gonna really like make me go on the subway? I don't want to be on the subway with the guy either.
Well, it just depends.
The subway is so unromantic. Who wants to be waiting there? It's hot, it's late, it's like, ugh. So
keep in mind, I married a professor, which is, the professors do not, you know, put women in cabs. So it was all about...
There's a different type of guy. I'm not saying I wouldn't marry a professor, but the type of guy that...
A professor's not going to put you in a cab. Sorry, professor.
I probably want the cab guy. Or maybe not the cab guy. I don't know.
Well, this is the point.
It
it's all individual.
There's so many other factors. I'm just sick of the subway. So
it's a New York City problem.
New York City problems.
Any other pieces of do's or don'ts? And anyone watching is welcome to send us emails or texts and let us know other topics that you'd be interested in hearing about, or specific questions, especially about dating do's and don'ts. And interestingly enough, I really do think that people come out of their houses and out from under the rocks around this time when it's getting warmer outside. So it becomes more relevant, really thinking about how you want your summer to go, how you want to meet people, if you're in a relationship, how you want the relationship to bloom over the summer, etc. So we're going to be thinking of like fun topics, and those of you who read our blogs often will be blogging about the topic before our Thursdays. So I think that that's it, right?
That's it.
All right.
I think this was relevant date information, right? Do's and don'ts. Like, these are things people ask us about, so hopefully it was helpful to you guys. And, and hopefully we didn't embarrass any of our clients. I mean, we always maintain confidentiality, but, you know.
They've learned.
They know who they are if they're watching.
All right. Well, happy Thursday, and cheers to incredibleness and love. Bye, guys.